Good morning, guys. Can you all hear me?
Yes, madam. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning. Since I shared the link just now, we will wait for some time, okay? I found an issue with the recurring meeting link that I shared, so I adjusted it. So that's why I had to share it again. So we will wait for some time. Good morning, guys. Good morning. So for the ICT people, so I will conduct the same lesson which we have conducted this week today, right? And the lesson you missed will be conducted on Tuesday. That is from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Right? I believe that you have already received these messages. Okay. And also, you have your assignment coming up. That's a quiz, right? Again, it will take place on Tuesday. That is the 30th of August, if I'm not mistaken, right? So the quiz duration is 1 hour, but you can choose a time because I'm giving that entire day, right? 30th from morning to midnight. You will have time. And I hope to give 3 attempts, right? And before you do the quiz, please go through the video with instructions, okay? So it will give you all the necessary instructions for you to do the video, to do the quiz. I'm sorry, right? Any other questions on that? So your first assignment is due next week. It was supposed to take place this Tuesday, but I postponed it to next Tuesday. So you have the full day, you have 24 hours for the quiz, but you can only choose 1 hour within those 24 hours. I have given you 1 day because there are a lot of issues happening, no power cuts, etc., and whatnot. So therefore, you have you can choose an hour which is convenient for you, right? Within which there's no power cut happening, nothing, like, you know, now when the power cut's happening, so you can free your time because you have some lectures also. So you can pick that 1 hour and do the quiz at that time. And please make sure that you do the quiz on the given date, right? Because it's really troublesome when we have to reschedule things, assignments, and it's your duty as a student to do the assignments, because like I said, 40% of your marks, total marks allocated for this module will come from the assignments, and assignments are not that difficult, right? Your individual one is a quiz and your group one is a presentation, okay? So score as much as possible from these assignments, right? Then it's easier for you to pass the module, because anyway, you have to pass the continuous assessment component in order to pass the module. Just passing the exam paper wouldn't help, okay? Right, any questions? Shall we start? think we have given them enough time. We will start now. Right. So you can ask questions if you find anything that you do not understand. So last time, I know ICT students, we could not do the session, but last time what we did was paragraph writing, right? And you can also go through the video. I have already uploaded the video. So today we are looking at process writing and transitional words, okay? Process writing and transitional words. And transitional words are connecting words, and these would come in handy in any form of writing, be it a letter, be it an essay, be it a paragraph, be it an email, right? So in any of these occasions, you can use transitional words. And I'm teaching you transitional words alongside with process writing, especially because that's a place where you need to use transitional words, right? So we will look at what process writing is. And before we go into the session, right, I will explain you the objectives. Okay. Right. So the first objective is for you to identify the basics of process writing, right? And also we are looking at the grammar and the vocabulary items which would help us to do process writing. Okay. So then we are going to write a meaningful and accurate process description about a given process. Okay, so those are the three objectives. Now, we are going to do the pre-activity. I want you to get a pen and a paper. If you wish to write on a device, type on a device. You can use your device as well, any device, that's fine. So this is more of a listening and writing kind of task, right? So therefore, I need some pen and paper or some other alternative which you can use as pen and paper to do this activity, right? So I'm going to show you this video, and this video shows how to make 3 types of milkshakes, right? I want you guys to pick one milkshake, one type, and I want you to write down the steps which you have to follow in order to make your favorite milkshake, right? I will play this video once for you to watch and make a note of things, and then I will play it another time as well. Okay, give me a minute. I'm getting some messages, I guess, from your fans. On a side note, Miss Vishmi is leaving today. She's leaving the country today. Right. So any questions about the activity? Anything? Guys, can you please talk? All clear, all good. Shall we start?
Okay, madam.
Right. Okay, so I'm playing for the first time. First I'm playing a bit, so you can tell me whether you can see the visuals and you can listen to the audio. Now I'm going to show you a video, okay? So it has visuals. Not really, I don't think you can listen too much. It kind of shows on as a side note, it would show what they are adding. So you have to make a note of that. Okay, let's say if they put that they're going to add 4 ice cubes, so you have to put that in the process. Okay, what steps you have to follow in order to make this milkshake.
Subscribe my channel, press the bell icon, subscribe my channel, press.
Can you hear? Is it audible enough?
Yes, madam.
Yes, madam.
Yes, okay. I hope you're ready. I'm going to start now.
The bell icon and never miss any update.
Okay, that's your first go. I will play it once again. Okay. So if you watched carefully, you could have seen that she kind of tells you what's going on by a sentence or two, which she places at the bottom of this video, right? So you have to look at those things and kind of jot down the steps. Okay. Shall we go for the second round? Okay.
Press the bell icon and never miss any update.
Right. So, what's your favorite one? Is it the chocolate milkshake, Kit Kat, or Oreo? Mine is Kit Kat. Kit Kat. Yeah. Okay, Jinx. Right. Okay. All are okay. Oh, there's a lot of people who like Oreo. Kit Kat. Kit Kat. I love Kit Kat. I can eat Kit Kat like pretty much every day, every hour. Right. Okay. So, can at least some of you present what you have written? How this is made? Now you can try when you get the ingredients. You can try this. Oh, there's an easy one. Double chocolate milkshake. You just have to add chocolate ice cream and chocolate milk. That's it. First one is chocolate milkshake, just plain chocolate milkshake. Second one was Oreo and the third one was Kit Kat. Can you present? Come on.
Yes, madam.
Yes. Yes, Puta.
To make the chocolatey milkshake, first we have to add the chocolate sauce to the side of the glasses. Then we have to add water cubes into it. Then we will add ice cream in the glass. Then we have to add milk. Then we will add sugar into it. And then we will add chocolate milk. And we will pour Milo on it. Then we have to add the icing cream topping. Then we will add chocolate sauce to the top again.
Right. Thank you so much, Puta. Thank you, Gajraj. Anyone else?
May I, madam?
Yes, Puta.
I choose the first one, chocolate milkshake. First, we have to spread chocolate syrup on the glass. Then we keep 10 minutes in the, then we have to put it in the fridge for 10 minutes to set. Then add 4 ice cubes. Add 2 scoop chocolate ice creams. And then we have to add cold milk, 1 cup. We have to add 1 tablespoon of sugar and cocoa powder. Then we have to add drinking chocolate to it. Then we have to blend it to smooth. After that, we can add whipping cream.
Yes.
As our choice. Then we can add cocoa powder on top of it. Finally, we can put chocolate syrup on it.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you so much, Shandi. Others? Oreo lovers and Kit Kat lovers? Yes.
Yes, madam. First, take a glass of your preference and spread some caramel syrup. Then keep the glass in fridge for 10 minutes to make it set. After that, take the glass and put 4 ice cubes, 2 scoops of chocolate ice cream, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 cup of cold milk, and 6 pieces of Oreo cookies respectively. Then blend it to smooth. Finally, do the topping with whipping cream and add cookie crumbs and chocolate syrup to make it more delicious.
Right, excellent. Thank you, Dilki. Others? Ashra has sent hers Kit Kat milkshake and 2 scoops of ice cream, 4 ice cubes, 1 cup of cold milk, and 2 sticks of Kit Kat and blended smoothie. Finally, add some whipping cream, Kit Kat pieces, and chocolate syrup on the top. Right, great. Anyone else who would like to present? Come on. That's all? Right. Okay. Thank you so much. I hope that others have also made notes of this, right? So maybe when you're free, you can try this, but don't insist your parents that you try that. They will scold me because the stuff are very expensive these days. Right. So we will come to process writing. So we are going to first look at what a process is, right? So according to the dictionary, Cambridge, process is a series of actions that you take in order to achieve a result. So you do certain things, right? A series of actions, and then you expect a particular outcome, an achievement. Next one is a series of changes that happen naturally, right? For example, now, if you take the water cycle, things that happen, the evaporation, when the rain comes, absorption of water into the soil. So those are changes that happened naturally. A method of producing goods in a factory by treating natural substances. For example, let's say rubber, production of rubber. So from the point where we accumulate milk, to the point where we buy rubber products from the shops, that's a process, right? We take natural substances, we treat them, and then we come up with different other products, right? All of these are processes. And processes can be of 2 types. We have natural processes and we have man-made processes, right? Now, photosynthesis is a natural process. What happens in photosynthesis? Yes?
Plants make their food.
Plants make food, yes, correct, right? So there are different requirements like oxygen, light, air, etc., right? Water. So with the assistance of these, the plants make food, right? That is photosynthesis. We also have other man-made substances. Now here I have given the example of ice cream. What do you need? What's the basic ingredient that you need in order to make ice cream? Milk, right? So you take milk, you add sugar, you add other natural coloring, right? Flavors, etc. You churn it, you freeze it, right? That's how ice creams come, okay? Same with any other products. So the idea is that a process can be either natural or man-made, right? And another trait of a process is that it has a beginning, the point of initiation, okay? And then it has different steps, right? A procedure. And these procedures would lead to an end, an outcome. Let's say, for example, coffee production. Now, the beginning would be identifying the trees with ripe coffee fruit, right? So extracting the seeds, like now plucking the fruit, sorting the fruit, cleaning those, and then extracting the seed, drying it, roasting it, grinding it, packaging, delivering it to shops, right? So, and then the product that is available at the market, okay? Sellable product. That is the final outcome. So you start at a different point, and then you go through different series of different processes, stages, and then you come to the final product. Okay, so this is the same when it comes to natural processes and also when it comes to man-made processes. There's no difference. Okay. Right, so we learned about what a process is. Now we are looking at what process writing is. Now we identify a process, let's say the coffee production process or the chocolate production process, where you start off with obtaining the cocoa pod, right? And then you're cleaning, then you're drying the seeds, grinding it, right? Obtaining that milk, you add the necessary ingredients, and then towards the last bit, you would come up with a slab of chocolate, right? So that's the process. And writing about the process, how things are happening, what needs to be done first, what next, right? So that's all about process writing. You have a process and you are explaining the process and writing about it. That is process writing. Okay, no big deal, no rocket science, just explaining what the process is. That is process writing. But when you're writing, the grammar that you have to use, the type of vocabulary that you have to use, right? The use of transitional words, all those things are really, really essential. And not only that, sometimes your summarizing skills are also really important, because the process might seem as if it's a huge process, but for a question which requires you to give an answer which is worth about like 150 to 200 words, you can't write a lot, right? So therefore, you have to summarize, you have to write concisely, clearly, right? So that is like certain other skills are also needed here. Okay. So to simply take you through the process writing, I will show certain things that you should do and should not do. Okay. The first one is you have to observe carefully, right? So when you're given a diagram, now I have taken this example from IELTS paper, IELTS. You have it. I have taken this example from IELTS paper. So even in IELTS, this is one question that you need to answer. Right? So this is a process. What's the process? Here they explain about how plastic bottles are recycled. Right? Now this is the topic, how plastic bottles are recycled. Okay? So you have to observe everything about this image. The image that is given to you. So it shows a truck first and then it shows recycle center sorting. So you can see some of the images are kind of labeled, but some are not. Now, for example, the first image and the second image are not labeled. But other things you can see, other steps, they are labeled and they are numbered, right? So you have to observe this very carefully, try to understand what happens because you are trying to read images here, okay? Not much words are used. So the first thing is that you observe carefully. And the next requirement is for you to brainstorm. What do you mean by brainstorming? What do you mean by brainstorming? Yes. Brainstorming. What happens there? Come on. You kind of dig into your brain, you think deeper as to what's going on, you are trying to comprehend what's going on, you are trying to seek the facts that you already know. If you know something about recycling, you're trying to see whether that is there, right? Let's say if you can't identify a process, a step, you're going to think and see whether you know this part, whether you have come across this. So you kind of tap into your own knowledge, right? Yes, solving problems by thinking. Yes, you give this some serious thought, right? That's brainstorming. Now we haven't started writing yet. First we observe and next we brainstorm. That's it. Right, so far. Next, you have to understand as to what you should do. Okay. Now, in something like process writing, all that is expected from you is to describe what's going on, describe the process, so that whoever who reads it would understand, right? Now, let's say you are going to plant a plant, right? So you have to have a plant, you have to have a pot, you have to have soil, compost, and other necessary ingredients, right? You have to have a can of water, right? What steps that you are going to follow first, next, right? Likewise. So you have to describe, you can't analyze or interpret. Interpretation means you give your own kind of opinion, your view about it. Analyzing, you dissect it and you kind of trying to pick sometimes what is hidden in there. But those efforts you can save because you don't have to do any of that. Only thing that is expected of you is to explain what's going on. Just describe. Okay? Right. Your opinions are not welcome. So you can't add your opinions. Now, for example, let's say, these raw materials, pellets. So let's say you have heard of a process where they kind of make yarns, plastic yarns, like thread, right? Nool bola dakla tiyena ne idanne e wage plastic. Also, they make it into thread and they kind of store it in a way that it looks like a thread ball. Okay. So let's assume that you know that information, and therefore you also kind of suggest that instead of having it in pellets, it would have been much easier to have it in yarns. That's your opinion. Can you include that when you're engaging in process writing? Can you say what you feel? Can you express your opinion as to what's right and wrong? No, you can't, right? Here you are not active. You don't have an active engagement with the image or the process. Understood? You are just a passive observer. Your job is to observe and to report, right? So your opinions doesn't matter here. They don't matter, okay, in material when it comes to process writing, because you can't use. If you use your opinions, it's wrong, right? Summarize the details. So like I said earlier, it's not only the description, your ability to describe, your ability to form grammatically right sentences that comes into assistance when it comes to process writing. You have to have knowledge in summarizing as well, right? You have to have the knowledge of identifying what are the key steps, okay? Highlighting what's going on. So those steps are also necessary. Now, summarizing helps you to make it short and sweet. Okay, so those are the 5 things that you should keep in mind when you are engaging in process writing. Right, okay. Can you take a screenshot of this image? Now let's do a group activity. I want you to get into your groups and then do a small process writing about this. So once you are done with the process writing, you have to present it to the class. And afterwards, I will show you how, I will show you a sample of process writing. Okay, now please don't leave. I'm going to put you into breakout rooms. So once I start, open the breakout rooms, please join to your respective breakout room. Yes, I will enlarge this. I think now you can take a screenshot of this. Yes, I will send it as an image also. Give me a minute. Okay, now I have sent the image to you, right? And I will start grouping you. So you will get about, now it's 8:45, 15 minutes, 10 minutes to do this. You need 15 minutes or 10 minutes? You have, okay, right, 15 minutes. I've opened the rooms. Please join your respective room as soon as possible.
Ma'am,
Yes, Puta.
can you switch me to room 1?
Yeah, sure. What's it? Ajit Kumar. You're Ajit Kumar, right?
Yes, yes.
What's your group now?
I was switched to room 4, but actually I'm room 1.
Okay.
I'm group 1.
Right, I have switched you back to room 1.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
No worries. Nimana, I don't know. What's your group? Were you in a group previously? 450. Hi, yes, you guys asked for help.
Can you enable screen sharing, madam?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Done. Okay. No worries.
EGT Lanka, your video is on.
Okay, guys, we are back. Right. Can you present what you have prepared in groups?
Yeah, madam. I would like to present it. Room 4.
Room 4. Okay.
How plastic bottles are recycled. First, we should collect them from the wastage bins. Then we should carry them to the recycling centers using some mode of transportation. In the recycling centers, it will be sorted. Then it will be compressed into blocks. Then it will get crushed. Then we will wash it to get a clean product. After that, we will be able to produce plastic pellets. Then the pellets will get heated to form raw materials. Then raw materials will be used to produce end product. Then after the end usage of the end product, we will be able to do the same process again in order to make the recycling activity effectively.
Right.
You.
Thank you so much, Gajraj, and thank you, room 4. Other groups? Yes, other groups, please. Hello. So I gave you 15 minutes. And there were about 20 odd people there. Some are experiencing power cuts. None? At least one group?
Ma'am,
Yes, yes, Puta.
I'm from room 5. First, put recycling items to the recycle bin, then gather and transport them to the recycling center.
Okay.
Next, sort relevant recycling materials and compress the sorted recycling items into blocks. Afterward, crushing them by using crushers and wash. Then produce plastic pellets using machines. Next, heat the pellets to form raw materials and pile up the raw materials. At last, produce an end products using those raw materials.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dasini, and thank you, group 5. Is that all? Can we expect more? Right.
Madam, roommate.
Yes, Buddha. Present, please.
In first step, collect the waste plastic bottle, use recycle bins. After that, transport collected bottles to recycle center and sorting plastic bottles in recycle center. After that, compressing plastic bottles into blocks. Next step, use the compressed blocks crushing and washing. Next step, using that crushing blocks, producing plastic pellets. After that, heating pellets to form raw materials. Next step, use that raw materials to producing end products like clothes, bags, bottles, and some cans. After that, same process going continuous.
Right. Thank you so much, Buddha. Your group has done a good job. Thank you.
Excuse me, madam.
Yes.
Group 2.
Yes, Vasan,
First,
go ahead.
first collect the plastic bottle into a recycle bin. Then transport the collected plastic bottle into the recycle center. After that, sort the plastic bottle that can be recycled. Next, compress the sorted bottle into blocks. Crushing bottle blocks for washing. After that, produce plastic pellets and reproducts.
Okay, right. Good job. Thank you.
Madam,
Yes, Buddha.
I'm Dilshan from room 6.
Yes, Darshan.
The preparation of plastic products involves several steps. At first, people drop used plastic bottles into garbage collecting bins, and then the bins will be collected by the garbage trucks and delivered to the recycling center. After that, there's a sorting in the recycling center, and then recycling center compresses those into blocks. After that, they crush those blocks and wash the pellets. After the heating, the raw materials are made, and finally, we can use those materials to produce plastic products and recycle, and the cycle continues.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Excuse me, madam.
Yes, Buddha.
Room 9.
Okay.
First, collect the waste plastics. Then, collected plastics are carried to the recycling center by a garbage truck. Then, plastics are sorted in the recycling center. After that, compress the categorized garbage into blocks. Then, crushing them by using crushers. Then, wash the dirt and other things from crushed plastics. Then plastic pellets. Then produce plastic pellets from crushed and washed plastic bits. After that, heating pellets to form raw materials. Then produce end products from those raw materials. Finally, after the using of these products, those are collected as waste products again.
Okay. Right. Thank you so much and good job.
Madam, group 1.
Yes, Buddha.
Garbage recycling. First, first collected garbage put into the garbage bin. Then garbage truck collect the garbage and deliver it into the sorting area. Then collected plastics are sorting good or bad. Then the sorted plastics are compressed into blocks. Then compressed plastics is crushed into small pieces and wash them. Then the pieces of plastics are first poured into a machine that turns them into pellets. Then the pellets are then heated in order to create a raw material. Then raw materials are converted to the quality products. Then this cycle is happen again and again.
Right. Thank you so much. Good job.
Excuse me, madam.
Yes,
Group 3.
Buddha. Yes.
Plastic bottles were collected to the bins.
Mhm.
Plastic bottles in the garbage can are collecting by the garbage truck. Plastic bottles are sorted as color type of plastic. Compression plastic bottles to a cube. Crush plastic blocks using machine and wash them to purify. Producing plastic pellets using that crushed plastic. After that, heating plastic pellets to make as raw material. Transport raw materials to production factory. Produce new goods using recycled raw materials.
Yes, excellent. Thank you so much. Did all the groups present? Are there any more? Right. So this is a sample answer The diagram detailed above delineates how plastic bottles are recycled. So you are saying, as a whole, what's the diagram is about, right? Looking from an overall perspective, it is readily apparent that this circular process is comprised of three main stages, including initial collection and sorting, followed by processing and cleaning, and finally reconstruction into a novel material for further use, right? So this person who's writing this passage has identified that there are three main stages involved, and also have identified that this is a cyclic process because there's no end. The producing the end products is also again directed to dumping garbage, right? Recyclable garbage. So first step is identified as collecting and sorting. And then the next step is identified as processing and cleaning, here washing. And then the finally reconstruction into novel material. So these plastic pellets forming into raw material, and then again producing end products, right? So those are the three stages. Recycling commences when an individual places their rubbish in a designated recycling bin prior to being loaded into specialized garbage trucks. After transportation to the recycling center, the plastic bottles are sorted by hand, compressed tightly to form blocks, and then crushed into small pieces and washed, right? So all these steps up to here, up to step 5 is mentioned in this paragraph. Now, this writer has taken special care to mention that designated recycling bins, because you can't put recyclable plastics in any bin, right? So maybe in other countries they have these they have designated places. That means there's a specific place for that, right? So it's being then loaded into specialized garbage trucks, and then in the recycling center these are sorted manually and then tied into blocks and then crushed into small pieces, and finally it's washed. The next stages involve transformation into a reusable material. The pieces of plastic are first poured into a machine that turns them into pellets. These pellets are then heated in order to create a raw material and can be used in the manufacture of products ranging from clothes and bottles to containers and pencils. These items are themselves recyclable, and the process begins again, right? Telling how pellets are formed and then how it goes into forming into a new raw material, and what kind of products can be produced by using these raw materials, and how those themselves are recyclable, and how the process begins again when someone else places these recyclable goods in this dumping bin, right? So that's how it should be written. So you see that in the first paragraph, what this person has done is writing what the entire paragraph, like an overall, what's going on, right? You have an overall picture and then you tell what's going on. And then he or she has identified three main processes, and then in the consecutive paragraphs, he or she is going into explaining what's happening, right? So that's how it should be done. It should be written. Right, okay. Now we're going to transitional words. Any questions on the previous part? Guys, though you got the 5 minutes break when you were doing the intensive course, here you won't get 5 minutes break. Do other lecturers give 5 minutes break? No, right? Do they? Yes, sometimes. Okay, just for today, you take 5 minutes break, but you can't expect it to happen every day, okay? They give 30 minutes, okay? That's a bit of a problem then. Right, okay, so take 5 minutes off and then we'll meet. Right? No problem. Eranga, have you got a problem? Shall we start? Right. Okay. So we start from transitional words. And these transitional words, like I said earlier, can be called as connecting words. And also they can be called as sequences. Right? So we'll see what these transitional words are. So these are also a group of words. We have different types of words, different types of like word classes, etc., when it comes to English, right? So transitional words is a group of words which are used to show the relationship between, it can be between phrases, between sentences, or even between paragraphs. Okay, it shows a connection, shows a link. And it also shows how thoughts can be assembled in a piece of writing and how they are kind of connected to each other. Now, if we write certain sentences, it might seem as if those are like random sentences. There's no connectivity at all, sometimes would not even make sense, right? But using connecting words, you can create a lot of sense, you can create a flow, right? Look at this example. It says, I misbehaved in class. As a result, I was suspended from school. Okay. What happens first? What's the action that happens first? Misbehaving in class. So who this I is, right, has misbehaved in class. So that's the first thing that happens, right? I was suspended from school. That's the second thing that happens. Okay. So this is the first action, and followed by that, this action happens. So you find a phrase called as a result. What does this mean? As a result?
The second phrase is...
Yeah, it shows an effect, right? It shows a result. What happened? Now, as this person has misbehaved, as a result of that, he or she was suspended from school. So two actions, misbehaving and therefore suspension. So this part is a transitional word, okay, or phrase that creates a connection. Now let's say you say, I misbehaved in class, full stop, I was suspended from school. Okay, without as a result or any other connecting word. I misbehaved in class, I suspended from school. So two entities, there's no connection whatsoever. Can you see a relationship when it is stated like that? No, right? It can be two isolated sentences. Okay? It's almost as if those broken speech, there's no connection. You say, I misbehaved in class, I was suspended from school, that's it. That's no connection. Though it's tiny, this is the piece which creates the connection, which shows the effects. Okay? Connects this cause and effects. Right? So that is why these connecting words or transitional words are really important. These can introduce a certain shift, contrast or opposition, emphasis or agreement, purpose, result or conclusion. So there are different types of transitional words. texts. Okay, they have their own categories, and these can be categorized under based on the purpose that they serve. Okay, now we'll look at this example. We have two texts, text A and text B. I need a volunteer to read text A. We'll have someone from EGT to read text A and ICT to read text B.
Okay, madam.
Yes,
Text A. I'm going to discuss a few reasons why practice is important to learning skill. The only way to truly master a skill is by actually doing what you will have to do in the real world. I think practice can be a fun way of putting in the necessary hours. There are some people who will disagree. It is said that people tend to remember only 10 to 20% of what they have heard or read. That number rises to as much as 90% when you put theory to practice. Following of explanation with practice is key to mastering a skill. Thank you.
Right. Okay, thank you so much for that. What can you say about this paragraph? Does it make sense to you? Is there a flow? Do you think it's perfect? Spectacular? Whatever it says is true, yes. There's a good flow, okay. Right, thank you. ICT representative, please. Volunteer. One from ICT.
May I, madam?
Yes, Fuda.
In this paragraph, I'm going to discuss a few reasons why practice is important to mastering skills. Firstly, the only way to truly learn a skill is by actually doing what you have to do in the real world. Secondly, I think practice can be a fun way of putting in necessary hours. There are, however, some people who will disagree. Thirdly, and most importantly, it is said that people tend to remember only 10 to 20% of what they read or hear. Moreover, that number rises to as much as 90% when you put theory to practice. In conclusion, following up explanation with practices is key to mastering a skill. Thank you.
Thank you, Puta. Right. So the same paragraph which we saw in text A is rewritten again using transitional words. How do you like it now? What are your thoughts about it? Is there a flow? Is it more visible? Does it make it easier for you to understand? Or you think it's just words added, not much of a difference is made? What are your thoughts? It makes sense now, right? Now, in the previous one, it was just few sentences, right? It's not broken into parts strategically in a way that the reader understands it. Now, here in text B, it makes a lot of sense, right? In this paragraph, I'm going to discuss a few reasons why practice is important to mastering skills. So that is the topic sentence. And we have few reasons, right? Firstly, secondly, thirdly, when you want to show a contradiction. However, when you want to give additional details, moreover, when you want to conclude, in conclusion, it has kind of signposted, right? So you know what happens where. even if you were given some reading comprehension questions on this, if you have a paragraph like this, it's really easy for you to follow it, understand it, digest it. Okay? So therefore, you see the difference that transitional words can make, right? So when you're also writing, you have to include transitional words, not as you like it, but appropriately, right? So that, of course, a skill that you have to master. Now I will show you different types of transitional words. Unfortunately, I can give you only 1 or 2 examples with these lists of transitional words, right? So therefore, take time to find examples for all of these. Try to find how you can use it, how you should use this, where to use these transitional words. Like that part, you have to take some time and do it on your own. Okay. Now, first type that we are looking at is transitional words, which we use to show agreement. Right? Addition and similarity. Similarity you show identically, uniquely, right? Identically, this also happens. Addition, in addition, coupled with, right? By the same token. Likewise, agreement, right? So then we have transitional words which show opposition, limitation, and contradiction. Opposition, in contrast, different from, right? In contrast to the previous batch, you guys are much better. That's an example I'm doing. Huh? I'm yet to see it. Limitation. What? Limitation. So all these kind of listed down are kind of shows limitation here. Even some of the facts. Right? Always, besides, that also kind of shows contradiction and limitation. Contradiction. However, so we found however earlier, right? Regardless. Then we come to cause, condition, purpose. Cause as because of, since it was late night, right? Purpose, for the purpose of, we have established the Faculty of Technology for the purpose of introducing a new subject stream, right? Condition, if you buy me a chocolate, I will wash your clothes, right? Those type of, these are cut between siblings, I guess. Right. Then we have transitional words, which shows examples, which we can use to show examples, support, and to emphasize, right? These especially when you're using in your paragraph writing, these can be used because in paragraph writing, I told you that there should be supporting sentences, right? So in example, as an example, to illustrate, right? Support, how would you say? namely, chiefly, you give examples. And then another key point, this must be highlighted, important, right? That's a support, especially to highlight, right? And then we have transitional words or connecting words or sequences which show effects, like the one we found. As a result, I was suspended from school. In that case, you'll have to do the homework again. Consequence, then happens, something happens, as a result of that, something else happens. So you have to, there's a consequence, a repercussion, result, right? And then we come to the sequences which can be used to conclude things, to summarize, to restate. Now, for example, to summarize, you can say to sum up, as a whole, on the whole, right? And then to kind of brief it in summary, in conclusion, right? Restatement, obviously, in essence, right? In final analysis, all things considered. Then we come to the transitional words which show time, chronology, and sequence. Chronology means in the order in which things happen. Right, time at the present, right, currently. Sooner or later, in due time, you will get to know your results. As long as, right, in the meantime, so parallelly kind of. After, now you use this sequence when you were talking about how to make a milkshake. Some of you used then, after that, scoops of ice cream should be added, ice cubes should be added, etc. Right? Hence, henceforth. Then you have transitional words which kind of indicate space, location, and place, right? Here, there, where, over. So those are kind of spaces, like proximities, further, beyond, right? And then you can say, like, to locate something in the distance, you could see the castle. It's in front of, it's situated in front of an NSPM faculty, right? See, there's a message. Between, after, and then. Between means something is placed between two things. Now, for example, let's say, so I have this bottle, I have this cup, and I have this remote. So the remote is placed between the bottle and the cup, somewhere between. Okay. When you consider distance from the cup to the bottle, somewhere there, this is placed, the remote is placed, right? After means following, sort of, like you have dessert after your main meal, right? You do one action first and then you do the next one after. Someone is coming after you, that's sort of behind. Then means like when you're giving a series of, let's say, commands, right? Now, when I asked you to do the activity, I told you to take the screenshot first, right? And to get into the groups, and then to write the process writing, and then to present it in class. So then means like after. Okay, what you have to do next, right? These more or less, they have kind of similar meanings, but between it carries a different meaning. Okay. Right, no? Right. Okay. So I'm sorry that I can't take you through each and every transitional words, right? So that's why I asked you to go through those. Look at the examples and see where you can use those for what purposes, right? And then practice on your own. There's a small activity before coming into that. I will take you through the grammar that you have to use when you're engaging in process writing, right? So it's quite easy. When you're writing a process writing, you have to use passive voice. What do you know about passive voice? Anything that you know about passive voice?
Subject and the object are changing the places.
Yes, subject and object change, please. Okay. What else? That's correct. Object is emphasized. Now look at this sentence. Right. What is I here? I is the
Subject.
Subject. So then we have make. Make is what?
Verb.
Verb. Right. Then we have a cup of tea, that is our object. This doesn't write off. Okay, object, right? So we have subject, verb, and the object. So subject is the doer of the action, right? Whoever who's doing the action. And the object is whoever who's being subjected to the action, right? Verb kind of denotes the action, right? And whatever that is being subjected to the action that is done by the doer is the object. Okay. Now, in an active voice sentence, we have the subject. We give emphasis to the subject. We tell who's doing what, right? But when it comes to passive voice, it's different. We are giving emphasis to the object. Here, cup of tea. That is the object here which has taken the subject position. The cup of tea is made. That's a verb, right? You can say by me, that's fine, but we kind of omit that part. Like it's okay to have it or omit it. But there are certain occasions we have to use it. Okay. So the object which was there in the active voice sentence comes to the subject position. A cup of tea is made. So there a slight change happens. What is it? The verb. what happens to the verb? We are using the verb in the third form, that is the past participle form. Make becomes what? Made. Right? And here we are also adding a be verb to suit the subject of the sentence, passive voice sentence. We are using a be verb. A cup of tea is made. Right. Any questions on that? Is it clear? So always remember, when you want to write a process writing, you have to use passive voice, right? So I think that Ms. Vishmi has taught you passive voice. She taught all the tensors. So go through the notes and get yourselves familiarized with what happens. Okay. And I have added a post activity here, which is a quiz, and have also added a live worksheet. Please do that. Okay. Now we have a small activity. We'll do this individually. Do you know how to make a cup of tea? Yes. We have the traditional way where you have to boil everything and make it. We have the easy modern way where you can just dip a tea bag and make it. Right? All right. So kind of make a note of the steps that you have to follow. Do a small process writing and present it. I will give you 5 minutes. You have time till 9:56. Yes, you can use the tea bag way also. That's the easy way, no? If you don't know the proper padama that is preferred by the people at your home or whoever who's visiting you, it's really easier to give a tea bag. As in, you can insert it in hot water so that they can decide which concentration they need. Right, I've received one. Fill up the kettle with water, boil the kettle, place tea bag in your favorite mug, pour boiling water into your favorite mug. Okay, can't see the rest. Brew the tea for a few moments. Remove and dispose the tea bag, add sugar, stir the tea, enjoy the hot beverage. That's nice, Sarah. That's good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Others? If Miss Vishmi was here, she would have loved it. She loves tea. First, add some water to the kettle and boil the water. Okay. You can write anything. You have heard of masala tea, right? So that's also one of my favorites. I don't like tea per se, but I'm a masala tea person. So the Indians, they have separate tiny saucepan of sorts. They put everything on stove, boil it, and then they pour the tea. First take a kettle. Right. First take a kettle, then put water in it as required and put it on the stove to boil. When the water starts to boil, add some tea leaves. Now let the water boil till the water turns into reddish. Then add sugar and milk as required. Add 2 to 4 grains of cardamom to make the tea taste good. Then pour the liquid into cups. Now tea is ready to drink. Well, that's nice, Deshan. That's how you make tea at home. I will visit your place sometime. Firstly, boiled water is taken. In the adding process, we will put tea powder and sugar into the boiled water. As a result, we will get tasty tea. Good job. Boiled water is need to begin with. Afterwards, put a tea bag into the cup and pour boiled water into it. Finally, add sugar and stir it. Great, that's me. When we write a process of a certain production, first you have to introduce the process bit always as, yeah, you can introduce what's going on in the image. That's always better. First boil the water, meanwhile a cup and take a cup and put tea bag into it. After the water is boiled, pour water into the cup and keep little time. Remove the tea bag, add sugar as your choice. Finally stir well and taste. Yes, first of all, water is put into a kettle and should be boiled. After that is boiled, after that boiled water is put into a cup and the tea bag is put and kept few minutes in the cup and add sugar to be added. Okay, according to your taste. Boil the water to 100 C. That's Celsius. I don't know. After pour the boiled water into a cup. After that, dip the tea bag and let it soak for a few minutes. After, add sugar and mix it. Tea is ready. Oh, she has used the tea emoji as well. First, we need to boil water. After that, put boiled water into a cup and put a tea bag into it. And after 2 minutes, remove the tea bag and put sugar as your flavor into cup. Then ready to drink. It's ready to drink. First, add some water to the kettle and boil water. Next, put some tea leaves to a jug. Then add some water to the jug. After that, is brew it like 2 to 3 minutes. Add some sugar. Then put tea to a cup. Finally, you can enjoy your tea. Boil the water. Meanwhile, add tea leaves into a teapot and boil. Pour it into a teapot. allow tea to brew after stir, then pour into respective serving cups and add sugar. Right, all of you have sent, that's good. Right, I will stop reading because we are running out of time. That's good. And I want to share a bit of advice when I was not reading just yours, like stuff that is posted by students of your batch. Please pay attention to spellings as well, okay? Certain common words have also been spelled incorrectly, right? So most probably when you're writing answers to the other papers, it wouldn't be a problem, but especially when you're writing answers for the communication skills papers, we will be very strict on spelling and grammar. Okay, so pay attention to that as well. Do you have any questions about process writing? Any questions? Albeit means though. We are going through the presentation about. Yeah, that's a good topic. You can choose that topic. And also the students keep asking about the topic for the presentation. You can choose any topic of your preference. Okay. Just read through the instructions. It has pretty much everything. I am only to share the Zoom links, right? Okay. Okay, guys. So if you don't have any questions, we can wind up for today. ICT students, we will be meeting on Tuesday. That's from 1 to 3. All right. Okay, see you guys then. Have a good day.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.
You're welcome.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.
You're welcome. Thank you.
madam.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, guys. See you.